Welcome to the Retail Media Moguls podcast, brought to you by Platform 195. We share trends and strategies across retail media to help you accelerate your brand growth. I'm your host, Stuart Adamson. Welcome to the Retail Media Moguls podcast. I'm your host, Stuart Adamson, founder and CEO of Platform 195. Today, we're thrilled to welcome Akanksha Sinha, an authority in the fields of digital ad sales and media strategy. Currently, she's leading as the head of brand partnership at StarQuik, a Tata enterprise in India, based in Mumbai. Akanksha has amassed over 8 years of diverse experience across various sectors. Her journey includes impactful roles in ad sales at HT Media and VServe, where she excelled in areas such as key account management, client servicing, and sales forecasting. Known for her strategic acumen, Akanksha has a proven track record of delivering dependable results and valuable insights, and she brings to the table a unique blend of expertise in both digital, traditional retail media, and the Indian marketplace. Akanksha, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much, Stuart, for that wonderful introduction. It's so good to hear it again. Okay, I have done so many things in the industry.
Yeah, it's good. Well, look, tell us about that journey. How did you get into the retail media world?
When I started working, I think that was around 2012, 2013. And that is the time, if I'm not wrong, when actually Amazon started with the retail media stuff and digital stuff was also booming. When I started working, I had an inclination towards the marketing. At the same time, the digital was coming. So I started my journey working with that agency, getting to know better how marketing is working, the Facebook, the SMS marketing, the email marketing, the very basic. And slowly, steadily, from agency, I went to a ad network, wherein I try to understand how data part of that is working along with the digital platform, along with the social media platform. Same goes when I moved to HT. There was an inclination towards the content related targeting. Like, let's target the audience through display ads, through content ads, showing them the appropriate, whatever they are reading, if they are appropriate with the advertisement platform, let's show them that. There was a lot of innovation that has been going on since 2015 till now. And then this inclination towards this niche field, I would call it niche field because it is very limited to what they want to sell initially. There is a data of people who are very much into shopping mode. When I was working with HT, customer are just viewing, they are reading. We are trying to pull them from something else they are doing. But when they are coming on the shopping site, they are for a random. Most of them are not the low intent. They are really looking to purchase something. And there, what we are trying to do, approach the customer, key, buy this. XYZ product is available for this. Let's do the cross-selling. Let's do the additional selling. Let's upscale the selling. Customer, very direct hit. Customer is there with the intent of buying. And how can we use that intention of the customer for the better turnout? That is what has attracted me towards the retail media marketing.
So tell us a bit about StarQuik then, just for our listeners who don't know the Indian marketplace and the retail landscape. Tell us a bit about what StarQuik is and what it does.
StarQuik is a e-commerce grocery platform. It sells mainly FMCG products over here. There is a lot of competition that is there in India. If you've heard about it, there's so many platforms that are available. There's StarQuik, there is Zepto, there is Big Basket, there is Swiggy, Instamart. Now, if you have read about Indian market, there is another level of race which is going on, which is 10 minutes delivery and 15 minutes delivery. That is the quick delivery service. That fight is going on. It came into boom. The entire e-commerce platform completed, I feel, 5 years, 6 years journey in 2 years, thanks to COVID era that came in. So coming back to the topic, the StarQuik is basically an e-commerce platform, and it was established in 2014, and we are currently in our 5th or 6th year of the operations.
Fantastic. And is it just Mumbai or is it?
It's in India, and we are present in about 7 cities, which include Mumbai, Pune, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Bangalore, Nasik, Ahmedabad. So these are the cities that we are present in. If we call it, it's a omni-channel. We have a Star Bazaar, which is a physical store, and then there is a StarQuik. So what StarQuik does is the online catering, it's buying that happens is from Star Bazaar's level. Entire ecosystem, omni-channel ecosystem is there for.
And I saw that you've got over sort of 10,000 products on sale online. How is that whole retail media piece going? How mature is it? Has it been going for a long time in terms of developing revenues from co-marketing revenues from suppliers?
It's going very well for us because the team that we have is very much experienced when it comes to retail marketing. The development, online marketing development is there in the system. There is a balance of FMCG product and there is a balance of our own title product in the system as well. So the 10,000 SKUs that you will see, it is a balance of the brands, outside brands, merchant brand, and at the same time, we does own so many our own brand known as Papstar, Clear, Sky. So there is balance out of fitting. We have recently balanced when it comes to SKUs as well to be very niche about what customer is buying, only those products to be there rather than just keeping this heavy stock, heavy SKUs available in the market.
Yes. Is there a tension there within the business around the teams that are trying to sell your own brand versus you generating money from suppliers in order to push those above them?
Yeah, there are some, but ultimately there is an understanding since it's our platform, we have every right to establish our own brand as well. And if you see the Indian market with the competitors as well, it's there everywhere. Every retail brand or every e-commerce grocery brand is launching their own brands along with the competitor brands, along with their brands, except to even if we go over and above retail, if we go to any grocery, even in clothing as well, you will see Reliance also has their own fashion available in the market. Big Basket also is having their own. Amazon has so many of their own product. They are selling their own product. I don't see there is a friction, but they know they can't do anything about it. So it's there. We coexist. And obviously, we do take preference of the customer in mind. We definitely not try to remove the most favored product in the market. We know XYZ product is selling and it's top 100 SKUs or top 500 SKUs. We definitely don't remove those products. Only the product which are not selling, which are just their stocked up inventory, those are the products are getting removed.
Give us a view of those media products that you're selling into those suppliers then. What are they buying? What are you offering them?
Okay, so they are in every category, right from, oil, masala and spices category. We have home cleaning products. We have skin cleaning products. We have branded food, what we call as, noodles and sauces and etc. So almost other than dairy and farm, majority of the category, there are presence of the own brand products in the entire SKU list.
What I meant, was from the ad product side. So what are you actually, when you're going and approaching these partners of yours, what are you selling them?
Okay, so we have variety of inventory that are available, right from, the display inventory on every pages that are there. There are sponsored content. There are sponsored product listing. There is cross-selling that is available. There are email marketing, SMS marketing, push notification, targeting customer on offsite as well, on stores, social media and Google, etc.
Fantastic. You talk about the different categories that you had. Is there any one category that's really where the brands are really sort of active in this space, or is it across the board?
No, there is definitely a difference. The major fight I feel somewhere down the line is on the beverages category and the branded food category, followed by the skincare and the home care items. There are little bit less fight when it comes to the grains, the cereal, the oil, masala, spices wali category. That is where the least traction is there. And I think dairy and all are the product that are selling itself or the regular needs one are not that much into consideration as of now. But yeah.
And are you selling international brands on there, or is it just local? Do the international brands spend bigger than the local brands, or is it the other way around?
I think it's a mixture of it. India as a country, every pin code there is a different customer behavior. So if I talk about Mumbai, where I stay, if I go to places like Andheri, the products that those people buy or the audiences buy in that particular place is completely different from the different part of Mumbai. So if I go to high-end kind of a places, there is more traction of international brand and vice versa towards if I go to little bit smaller scale area wherein the brands are more of a local or non-branded kind of a brand.
Mm.
So yeah, it's a mixture, it's a balance depending upon where the purchase is happening, where the market, where the shop is situated, in which area of the country
Yes.
the shop is situated.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I just wondered because the retail media globally is getting, more and more mature, whether actually we're seeing that have an effect in local markets or not. But I think you're
Yeah.
absolutely right. It depends on what the level of purchase intent and habits are, right? Tell us a little bit about the technology that you've got in there. Are you using ad servers? Is it going manually on the site? Have you got inventory management systems? What is the sort of technology that you're using in order to get your partnerships live?
So we are slowly getting into that kind of automation system or integrating what we call as AI personalization kind of a system to have data. We are in a verge of since it is not very old, it's still a new organization as far as concerned,
Yeah, sure.
and bring about efficiency in any of the system, the automated system or the marketing system. We do need huge chunk of data. The more we have, the better we would able to understand the organization behavior. Yeah, so we have started with the automation system. We have started with the AI generated email marketing, but there are a lot of learning process in between which is happening. Like what kind of communication that is affecting customer, what kind of call to action that is affecting the customer. Yes, for example, if you go for an email marketing, is the normal email that is helping customer, is the email with the content of, okay, this is a month and you need to buy this stuff, this is what you bought last time, that kind of a communication? Or is
Mm.
it a gamification thing wherein, you spin the wheel, what is interacting? So those kind of integration that we have included in our entire marketing system or the brand marketing system. There is a recommendation algorithm that we have set up with wherein one product is available. If we want to market, focus on another product from a brand, we try to recommend them that. Let's say XYZ biscuits are available. We want to recommend something, then okay, why don't you buy this thing? In the product description page, if we know someone is buying a biscuit, we have always the opportunity to tell them, along with this biscuit, you can go for XYZ milk. So, it's a cross-selling kind of a thing. We are in verge of learning machineries, letting our algorithm or letting our system learn the entire data process so that the efficiency of the sponsored product, the efficiency of customized display, the efficiency of customized email marketing are there in a better manner.
Yes. Are your suppliers, your advertisers, are they asking for more and more data? Are you actually getting that push from them?
They do ask from the campaign performance point of view, whatever property that they have bought from us, those kind of a data wherein they get the number of impression, the number of interaction, like CTR and all, the conversion, etc. Also the data wherein how much sales that has happened, what was the basket size, what is the frequency, what were the number of bills, how much quantity bought. So they take all the data so that they can do study around it and they can experiment with different stuff on our platform as well, along with the different creatives, along with the different line of communications.
Great. Are you having to pull that data from multiple sources within the business, or have you got one source of truth?
A couple of, when it comes to sales data, there's a different systems. When it comes to campaign data, there is different systems. So at least two systems is what right now we are operating at.
Fantastic. You mentioned earlier about how it's quite competitive. You've got quite a lot of competitors out there at the moment with it. They're all sort of in that race to be as fast as possible in terms of delivery. And I've got to say, I mean, to be able to do it in 10 minutes around Mumbai is, from my experience, I love Mumbai. It's one of the greatest cities in the world. That's a challenge, right? So what about the competition for you in terms of retail media? Are they quite mature in their retail media offering yet? Are you having to, are you heading into meetings and seeing them leave?
Okay, here it is. Like, obviously, they are competitor when it comes to organization level, but when it comes to retail media, there is a different kind of challenge that are there. See,
Mm.
even we have a user, and our users are buying product, so
Mhm.
they cannot ignore the users as such. It's like, ignoring a small city over the big city. That's the thing. So the kind of competition that you are mentioning, that is till date, I don't see there, because it product needs to be sold. We have a market, they need to sell. That kind of competition, taking away the competition, that is something I don't see it right now. What
Okay.
I see is the if I really have to put an effort to make them understand this size shouldn't be ignored at the moment, because
Yeah.
ultimately everyone starts from a small and eventually they grow.
How big is your team within StarQuik now?
Overall, I think 200 plus.
And for the media, for the ad sales piece?
For the ad sales space, we have like 4 5 people ka team right now.
Okay. And is that growing?
It is growing. It depends as per the business requirements. So the way the market is going on right now, the kind of technology that we have that has been introduced in last past 1 year definitely encourages or ask. There is a lot of ask to one person, because our job has become a lot easier than it was, like 5 years back or 6 years back.
In what way? What's become easier? Campaign management?
Campaign management is easier. Preparing something is easier. Preparing a data is easier. Preparing a report is easier. You know what kind of technology that is there. So we really don't need that many people when it comes to managing certain stuff. And as the work grows, as the requirement grows, we would keep hiring, and that is not a concern. But at the moment, what we have, what kind of work that we have, and kind of people that we have, that is balancing out on everything. Another reason, when we say about the retail media part, there is a lot of interaction or interconnected work for that. Like, I have to work a lot with the category managers. I have to work a lot with the marketing or marketing communication people who are eventually handling the campaigns, and for brands as well, and for the entire company as well. At the same time, we have a tech team. So I really cannot define that this is the ad sales person, ad sales
Yes.
team. Too many
Yes.
people doing all the stuff together.
Yeah, I get that. Great. Okay. So tell me about any brands. Are there any brands doing some really cool stuff with you? Are they being creative, or is it just, I want the sponsored listings and a display ad?
Many brands that are doing creative stuff, but mainly HUL is very, when it comes to experimenting on things, HUL is on top of the list. They're with creative displays, they're with creative emails, they are creating their own brand store page. Yeah, these are the HUL has always been a very experimental kind of thing. If we go for a new pitch, they are the ones who are ready to
Hmm.
try out new stuff, followed by Nivea and such kind of brands. But yeah,
Yes. Yes. Is there a brand that sort of stands out that's done something great that you can give us an example of?
okay. So there is a brand, actual brand Vaseline, since it is on top of my mind, and it has been very recent during the winter season, when there is a actual season of moisturizing and lotion. There are a lot of fight between all moisturizing brands. HUL did such a focused job on trying out and or attracting the customer or targeting the customer through 360-degree channel of ours. They have seen almost 150% of increment as compared to last year winter season. This is one of the recent example that I can think of. Another one was Red Bull, which they did was during, December, January, New Year season. Their targeting helped them grow like, 60 70% month on month increment in that particular, their targeting season kind of thing as compared to the last year.
Wow. How did they do that then? What was Red Bull doing that generated that increase?
Display ad is what they were doing. They were customized ad which were present on the homepage. In-app media is what another thing that they do. we saw there were particular days where the sale of Red Bull was more than as compared to any other days. They were like, I think Tuesdays or Friday, these 2 days were the days when I think for some reason the customer were buying more of the product. And those are the days we were trying to send a high impact advertisement to the customer. So the planning was like display ads were present throughout the month. And when it comes to high impact targeting, Tuesdays and Thursdays were the 2 days when we tried to do high impact advertisement. At the same time, the buying cycles are the more focused one. So whatever communication that we were sending were around this time only. But yeah, these were the things that we did for Red Bull.
Yeah, sure. It sounds really successful. So tell me about because obviously you've got some big names in there. How scaled is the business? Are you just is it just servicing your bigger suppliers at the moment? Have you still got a lot of sort of smaller clients, the smaller suppliers that I think, as we talked about 10,000 products, are there a lot of suppliers that they haven't started with you because the budgets are too small? How sort of mature is that?
So right now, honestly, there are like only the big suppliers who are getting the bigger level of business. They are more active. But having said this, there are some smaller suppliers as well. They do on and off kind of a business. The brands like Orion, the brands like Girnar Tea, which is like, one of the famous tea brand in India. So these are the brands who they keep on. They are not on a very, very regular basis, but on and off, they have done certain advertisement with us. But 80% of our business is from the brands that are getting, the bigger chunk. Also, I've seen that investing in the business, investing in the advertisement has only helped them get the larger market share or have kept them on top of their game, whereas platform are considered.
Yeah. I mean, that's been a key development for our own technology, which is where we helped retailers effectively scale that, what we call the long tail of suppliers, because it's so resource intensive. You get it signed off, then you have to get the creative produced, and that's across multiple formats and multiple channels. Then you have to get that signed off, and then you have to traffic it. Then you have to optimize it, and often on small budgets. And then you have to sort of screenshot it and then report on it. And actually, without technology as a helping hand in there, that's really hard. But if you can, you get it right, you can scale, and it's huge money. You start talking about 5,000 suppliers spending, I don't know, $1,000, it's 5 million. And if they're doing that every month or every quarter, you start to see the scale, but the challenge is the resource. So yeah, the technology is really, really powerful. Maybe we should have a chat about that at some point. Your experience at Visa, which was the number one DMP in India, I think you aggregated telco data, didn't you? Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. How are you using that? That's obviously hugely data driven, hugely sitting around, the agency world. How are you using that experience now within StarQuik?
So when I was in Visa, I learned a lot about how to utilize data in a different manner. It's not just a direct targeting kind of thing. We can cross-sell as well. When I came to StarQuik, I tried to analyze what kind of data that we are capturing, what kind of audience that we have. We know their demographic, we know their age factor, we know what kind of transaction they are doing, what they are using to make that transaction, what kind of basket size they are using. So, if I'm going to, that opens up a lot of gate where I can utilize the platform that I have in terms of advertisement. For example, as I said, wallets, Paytm or MobiKwik, etc., wallet companies are there. Now I know if someone is using XYZ brand's wallet or they are using a credit card for the transaction. At the same time, I can bring many credit card companies on our platform. At the moment, there's so many banks like Axis Bank, Kotak Bank, they are looking forward to get more customer on board as a transaction as per they want to select if they want to invest. They try to give a very, very suitable offer when customers are using that credit card in order to get the discount. And that kind of system is something that I can bring in the company. Banks are already doing it. There are discussions with more such banks, which an exchange of certain kind of, maybe the cashback, maybe certain kind of discounts. They can be on our platform. They can advertise on our platform. Each of the pages that are available, they are always added resources, right from the moment someone has opened the app till the time they shut the app. Every page is the potential targeting page. We try to utilize all of that club with the kind of data that we can mix up with.
Have you got many doing that yet, or is that coming down the line, do you think?
Yes, with the banks, we are currently doing it.
Are those ads linking into a landing page within the site, or are they linking out of the site back to the bank's website?
At the moment, they are in the system. It's only based on transaction, how many transactions they are doing it, and according to that, the businesses. But at the same time, we are also working on if they can go on different page. But that is something we only doing in the order success field. We do not want to divert our customers from their original business.
After purchase, yeah.
Once customer has done shopping, they are in order success page. Maybe that page can be used as the advertisement of any other non-merchant brands that are there.
Yes, but then obviously that brings its own inventory challenges around volume and that sort of stuff. Are you actually selling data packages yet through agencies, through DMPs?
We are kind of in the experiment phase at the moment. We have not done that a lot, but we have started having discussion, and we have done with few companies as well.
Okay. Has that been quite successful, yes, or is it still too early to tell?
Too early to tell.
What about the wider Indian market? Are you seeing this stuff happening across all of retail, or is it largely just groceries, or what's the evolution?
It's across. If you ever got a chance to go through any of the app that is there in India, it's very aggressive. There is huge fight which is going on to get the customer on their platform. There's a fight whether you have a varieties of a lot of variation of SKUs that you are having or not. What kind of delivery service that you are providing. As I told you, when we started the discussion, the quick delivery service is a major fight that has been going on. We are slightly getting calmer to that particular part, but that is another part. The quality of the product, not necessarily customers are looking for the branded product. At least when it comes to regular groceries that we are having, customers are very open to buy products, the retailer own brands. Like, as I said, the FAPSA and all. As long as it's the trusted or the quality. And obviously there is a dynamic price fight is always there. Like, be the cheaper, we want to be expensive, and having that fight at the same time, maintaining the profit margin is something we are big on, I think.
Yeah, of course. And obviously retail media has such a big impact on profit, because it's such high margin. And are you seeing across the wider Indian market that the brands are sort of wanting to do more and more with retailers and less with traditional media?
As far as retailers, so here where my bit of HT experience and experience with Tata comes into play. What I have seen, brands do large level of marketing with outside marketing media. One, when there is a festival going on, like, Diwali. Diwali is a very big when it comes to India. So brands are investing a lot at that time when it comes to festival in this newspapers or outdoor media or television. But on the regular basis, if we see, the retail media is the preference they do have. Obviously, social and all are, they keep on targeting because indirectly that brings to our platform only, because that's how the targeting happens. Sometimes that's what we do with brands as well. If the advertisement that they are doing, if they want to share it on their media platform as well, and that's how their audience also get targeted to our. So if it is new launch, if it is a festival, other traditional media are major focus. Yeah. But on the regular basis, I think the retail media is the preference for them. That's where the audience are.
Yeah, exactly. And all that data. That's been absolutely fascinating, Akanksha. Thank you so much for talking to us. Final question for me probably is just around evolution. India is such a growing market. The retail, it's super vibrant there. A big market, super creative market. What's next in this space? What is next for retail media in India?
I think there are a lot of info. We are still in the study period when it comes to using all the machine learning and data processing and, studying the algorithm that is going on in India. But the very next thing that I think about or hoping to see is getting more digitalized when it comes to offline stores. The
Yes.
kind of recommendation, the introduction of robot or kiosk or self-serving kind of a shopping mart is something we are trying to very much looking forward over here. And there are there are brands who are used to be just a digital app market or online shopping, even they are working on the offline medium at the same time. That is another
Wow.
thing. Look forward how the entire dynamic is going to change.
Wow. So that's
This-
digital marketplaces then popping up as physical stores.
Physical stores, yes.
Are you responsible for Star Bazaar as well then as the shop? Are you selling across in-store activity?
I particularly look after only StarQuik. There is a separate team who is working for Star Bazaar, but the information that I gave you, how big the team is exclusive about the StarQuik. Star Bazaar is handled by a completely different team. But yes, it's again the same team working separately, but it's the same team.
Yeah. I think that's a brilliant, fascinating piece of insight. It's just partly that those digital marketplaces are popping up physical stores, but then also that requirement for digitalization within store mirrors exactly what's happening around the rest of the world. And, that whole piece is going to move pretty quickly, I think. Certainly when you look at what's happening online, that's the next great big thing, especially in grocery, right? So huge. Well, look, thank you so much, Akanksha, for sharing your valuable insights on today's episode of Retail Media Moguls. Your perspective on that whole Indian piece, the wider grocery piece has been amazing. So thank you so much. And hopefully you'll come back in and see us in 6 months and we can see how you've got on.
Definitely, Stuart. It was a pleasure being on show. And thanks for
Thank you. The Retail Media Moguls podcast is brought to you by Platform 195. To learn more about Platform 195 and how to connect retail media with intelligent marketing to accelerate growth, visit platform195.com. And then make sure to search for Retail Media Moguls in Apple Podcasts, Spotify and Google Podcasts, or anywhere else podcasts are found. Make sure to click subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. And on behalf of the team here at Platform 195, thanks for listening.